I walk through the shadow of death left to fear. This is a journey through the halls of hell.
Yes people, what is good? I am BA, back once again with another reaction in the Fargo series. This is episode 7 of season 5 and it is called Linda. Last episode. The sheriff murdered that innocent man that needed the operation on his intestines? Completely unfair on that poor guy. I know he had a bit of an attitude, but he was literally waiting for a serious surgery. You're allowed a bit of attitude and not to be shot in the head in those circumstances, no? Then they tried to make peace and pay back Werewolf Man, but the son planted an explosive device on the underside of his truck. I do not think that killed him. I think we would have seen it blow up if he was going to die in that scene, and because they cut away and didn't show us it, I'm calling it right now, he's alive. And we saw the full ruthlessness and power that the rich mother can wield if she needs to. She completely destroyed that banker's life with one phone call because he walked away from that deal with her. And the way Captain Birdseye was reacting to it all, I think she's probably done this once or twice before. But yeah, I've been looking forward to this episode for 2 weeks because I was deathly ill last week, still kind of ill right now, but you know, I'm powering through it. So without further ado, this is episode 7 of season 5, Linda. Let's check it out and see what it's saying to it.
Now we're bailing water out of a sinking boat. We need to take luck out of the equation, period.
There's something I never really thought about much last season. Is there an element of bad luck being dealt to the sheriff right now because he never paid Werewolf Guy? Did Werewolf Guy, when he went in that house and draw the symbol on the wall, actually curse them in some way so their luck is bad just now for real? Don't know how this cinematographer does it. He just pulls beautiful looking shots out of his ass routinely like it's nothing. And coming from the guy that took about 3 years to correctly frame myself merely for recording a YouTube video, I take offense.
Fucking guys, I'm telling you. Use the spicy mustard and don't Jew me on the meat.
I take it this is her shit son.
Maybe you don't buy 100 6-packs of beer, eh? Whoa, what the fuck, ma?
Yeah, maybe don't talk shit about your mother when there's a century-defying werewolf living upstairs.
Your freeloading days are over. Landlord's here now, so you're gonna pay for room and board, or I'm gonna cut you a new suckhole.
Think you're barking up the wrong tree a little bit here, mate.
Fucking A.
Wasn't expecting him to handle it civilly.
Gotta go, ma. Forgot a thing.
Because of the way this guy carries himself, everybody takes his kindness for weakness.
Fucking A. Ah!
Which, judging by that, is something you definitely should not do. Has Dorothy driven out to where the sheriff lives? I'm just making that assumption because there's a giant American flag now flying in the sky and it's the first time we've seen one. Seems like the sort of place he would live.
Home? As in you're going home or running away from home?
A bit of both. Holy shit, the 41st annual doll fair, count me in.
Let me know if you need anything else.
Yeah, how could you not smile at a happy face pancake for fuck's sake? It's the simple pleasures in life. This does look like Dorothy's returning to one of the old places she lived at though. She must have hidden something here. A postcard with no writing on it. Okay, Fargo's doing its weird abstract thing. I just need to accept what I'm seeing just now. Some of this may be tied into the story later. Some of it might mean nothing. Well, I've never known a name to lie in my life. Take the next right. I don't mind that Dorothy's on this little excursion right now. I just hope she's safe, obviously, and she's going somewhere abandoned. But also, if this in any way tells us any more about her past, I'm happy to put her in the line of danger. For real though, where the fuck has she gone?
Stupid, ugly, clumsy, whore.
Oh, what the fuck, Fargo?
I'll kill you.
What a horrible domestic abuse puppet show this is. I mean, all puppet shows have domestic abuse, but you know, usually it's funny. Still though, skill.
She was Tillman. My Linda Tillman.
Husband's names, boyfriend's names. Now we're just Linda's.
What is this place?
Can I ask what that was last night? Some kind of puppet show?
Good question. I'd like you to answer her question also. Could you answer the question?
It's a beautiful day.
Maybe I don't want to know. You know the answer's going to be rough when you have to walk someone out into a snowy woods before you explain the puppet show.
I need her help. My Linda.
Saint Linda. That's what we call her.
Okay, so is it some kind of commune just full of women who were formerly abused by their husbands?
She took me in when I was on the street.
So like a mother.
More like a Venus flytrap.
That is a really telling couple of lines of dialogue. So Dorothy was both on the street, so homeless I'm guessing, and the woman who took her in was like a Venus flytrap, so whatever she took her off the street for was not nice.
I need you to come and tell the cops about all the bad he did when you were married. So they can put him in jail. Nadine. It's Dorothy now.
What is this dialogue about? First of all, why does Dorothy need this woman to verify all the abuse she went through?
You fed me to him so you could escape.
We both made choices.
You left your boy, too. Gator.
Was this woman the sheriff's wife before Dorothy, and in some way she managed to get the sheriff's attention toward Dorothy so she could escape?
Fine. I'll tell the truth.
No. First you make your puppet.
What? Do they have to express their viewpoints through puppetry? What the fuck is going on?
I got a family here with their heart set on a new reel.
Oh, heck of a nice car.
Oh yeah.
I've got faith he's gonna make almost a full recovery. His language is getting great again. He still seems a bit naive due to his injury, but he's forming full sentences.
Not really how capitalism works.
A car for a car.
We sell.
People need a car and they come to us.
Okay, he might not be back to normal, but I kinda like what he's become.
What kind of jelly?
Boss? On,
Raspberry.
so, on the reel.
Huh?
The reel?
At least he's got his priorities in order now.
Sure, then. Okay.
Not to say he didn't do a good thing, but I cannot see this being a viable long-term business strategy. I think his mum might have to step in at some point.
Make the doll, dress the doll, choose some hair and makeup, and then the final step.
These guys are super serious about their puppets, aren't they?
I have to make this doll, yeah? There's no way around it.
If you want to tell your story.
I don't. I want to take Linda and go.
Oh my god, I would just take a solid block of wood and draw a smiley face on it and go, cool, there's my doll, that's me.
I feel like you're rushing.
No shit.
I don't see how that would dispel trauma. Okay, what we're going to train you to do is only be able to talk about the fucked up things you've seen in the past through a puppet, and then send you out into the world with a new name, and the only known way to tell anybody about your pain is through ventriloquism? Nobody signed off on this rehab is what I'm saying. This rehab does not have official funding is what I'm saying.
You haven't asked about him. Gator.
Fuck, I've just realised. So, Steve the Hare Harrington is her son. Damn, and he was left there by a former escaping woman. Fucking hell.
Look. I think it's wonderful what you're doing here.
This episode has quite a surreal quality to it so far. It's like Dorothy's entered some kind of witch's coven.
This is the process. You wouldn't be here if you didn't need to be.
She's here because she wants information.
You need to testify first. Then we can decide if I should go or you should stay.
I mean, you all keep saying this exact same thing to her, but as she has said to all of you before, she has a new name and she is happy with who she is and she doesn't need to go through your fucking Punch and Judy show. And I'm sorry if there is literally a female watching this who can only talk about her trauma through a puppet. I would like to apologise to you, but also, two wrongs don't make a right, and I don't appreciate the things your puppet's been saying through the screen to me either, okay? So, you know, maybe drop the finger pointy string down, maybe pick it back up, turn it around once in a while. Also, imagine being called Gator. No one's ever been named Gator ever, other than sons of moonshine smugglers. Okay, so it wasn't a bomb, it was just a tracker. That was a really big box on the bottom of the car for it just to be a tracker. The ones in Breaking Bad were like 1/10 of that. No wonder I assumed it was dynamite. Looked like he'd stuck a briefcase to the bottom of the fucking car. I do not feel tension in this scene because it's Gator. Like, he's not done one non-inept thing thus far. If he pulls off killing a werewolf, I will truly be fucking stunned. No way! He just took his head clean off. Oh, he's an absolute genius. And also, he sort of learned that thing from Dorothy earlier on. And who says old dogs can't learn new tricks? That works on so many levels because he's a werewolf old dog. Never mind, it's fine. That's got to be the old woman's son's corpse just sat in a chair at the window, by the way. I'm guessing that is who he used to sit at that chair because it looked like a real head getting shot off, so it's somebody's head in that house.
Oh, thief! Oh, oh.
Thought for sure that was werewolf guy there. No, his new surrogate mother is here to save the day. And Gator's just made her have a brain hemorrhage. What a fucking asshole, man. Oh my god, that's horrible. I hope he wants to get revenge for this woman that was nice enough to let him lodge in her property. Oh, such a sudden, horrible way to die. And he will be affected by that because, as he said to the son earlier, he wasn't paying that woman to stay there. It was a trade. He was the barking dog in the garden protecting her property. So the fact that while that trade was in agreement and she died under his watch, he's coming for fucking blood.
Wait, it's bedtime.
That's what I said.
She's handling this really well. As a child, seeing your parent have such a sudden personality change, it would be terrifying because parents inherently are your stability as a child. They decide whether or not you have a calm or chaotic existence. And if it's chaotic, you get used to chaos. And if it's calm, you get used to calm. And whatever you get used to, though, is your stability. Humans get by knowing what's over the next horizon and round the next corner. So even if some patterns and routines are horrible, it's better than the lack of a routine for your actual sanity. So for her to understand her father to be one way his entire life and then one day just come home completely different, yeah, she's handling it like a soldier.
She could do anything. Our Dorothy.
Yeah, she's not the best at making puppets.
Wrestle an alligator.
Hey, we all like Dorothy, but don't go stealing real stories attributed to Muhammad Ali.
I done wrestled with an alligator. That's right. I have wrestled with an alligator. I done tussled with a whale.
I mean, that training camp before the George Foreman fight was rough.
Until you go someplace, you can't come home.
The dad's actually given her a really good metaphor for the entire situation Dorothy's going through right now. I wonder if that's happenstance or if he actually does have a bit of wisdom in him and understands that that's a good thing to be telling his daughter right now. Holy shit, okay, well I take back the comment about your puppet being bad, Geppetto. Fucking Vincent Price at the start of Edward Scissorhands over here. That's the only two puppet maker references I've got in my locker, so if we cut back to it a third time, my chamber is completely empty at this point. I've got nothing. Fucking hell, alright, Annabelle's mum had one more. Always got a backup pistol. I mean, this is the only place where this is not totally insane. If you took Dorothy right now and put her in like a supermarket car park, people would be tackling her to the floor and getting fucked up. It's probably how she developed her skills.
Before this, before I was a mother and a wife and a different wife.
No, how come we never got to see her construct the trees? That is some beautiful scenery there. Also, where was the Rocky training montage in which she became adept at puppetry? Fargo.
And once I was running, I ran away from everything. Home.
Wow, I love the way this is being filmed. They must have had a field day building these little miniature sets and doing this shit.
I caught her putting chocolate chips in her pocket.
Well, where else is she supposed to put them? You got rid of all the baskets.
But I wonder what the start of Dorothy's story was alluding to, because obviously there's something before homelessness, but the metaphor for it was just her running through a dark wood being chased by wolves, so I guess that's just like you don't even want to know what happened before she was homeless.
Nadine? Yeah, like the song. Oh, Nadine, honey, is that you?
Definitely something the sheriff would have said when he first met her.
Spend an hour with the studs at breeding time and you can learn a whole hell of a lot. Ow!
Gator seemed like quite a helpful little guy when he was younger before he got that slapped out of him.
Things were bad for Linda then. Bitch. Stupid bitch.
This is also just a very eerie, creepy way to reenact abuse. And I understand why they've done it, because I've always thought that about Punch and Judy. Like, the second you make it comical puppets and add jokes in and that, you really are, like, taking away from the fact it's just a dude beating a woman. And a woman beating a guy. It's a domestic abuse piece, Punch and Judy. So I like how Noah Hawley's analysed that and thought, yeah, you know what's the actual perfect way to historically talk about it? Thunderbirds.
We're peas in a pod, you and me. Why don't you come sit on my lap?
Fucking hell, that's creepy.
Twisted my ankle a little. Here, let me see.
This is a really uncomfortable scene. Fucking hell.
He'd beat Linda every night and then come to me smelling like sweat and cigarettes. And then she was gone.
Seriously, I'm a bit like gobsmacked as to how creepily they're going into detail in this shit.
And then I was his puppet.
I can only summarise that segment by saying, wow, that is eerie. And I'm kind of lost for words about that.
All that matters is thank you. I'll be grateful.
Wait, what? Was that all in her head? What the fuck? What is going on? What the fuck? I am so thrown all over the place by Fargo right now. So did Dorothy just imagine that entire scenario in her head of going to the retreat, finding Linda, talking about her trauma through a puppet show, and then it just jumped back to the diner like that was all in her head? Then she goes outside and gets hit by a car which has just been hit by a semi. What is this insanity?
I'll go let your husband know you're awake. You're very lucky. He's barely left your side.
Well, even if it wasn't real, I appreciate that they showed us that segment just to get the full background on exactly what was happening with Dorothy at the sheriff's house. But still, what a deviation just to bait and switch us back like that. Oh my god, you are kidding me. Oh, you're kidding me. Is this real? I'm hoping this is not going to be real.
I got you.
Damn. Well, of course, that's the part that's actually real. Okay, and that was episode 7 of season 5 of Fargo, Linda, and I will be back in just a minute with my thoughts on that. So, Linda, what did I think of that? What a great episode. Basically focused completely on Dorothy. We got absolutely none of beautiful lady cop this episode. We got a little bit of werewolf guy's story as well, but other than that, it was mainly just Dorothy. So let's talk about Gator and werewolf guy first. It's revealed that the thing on the bottom of werewolf guy's car was actually a tracking device, so Gator's just gonna follow him back to his house and steal the money back from him. It's not really the biggest or cleverest plan, is it? He's just gonna go there, shoot him and take the money back. It makes it almost pointless that they let him get off the ranch if that was gonna be his plan. Anyway, he shoots the body clean through the head, which he sees at the window. I'm assuming that was the old woman's dead son that werewolf guy killed earlier though. The old woman runs out because he's stealing from the car and just attacks him with a purse, and he pushes her over and she dies and has a brain hemorrhage. Absolutely horrific. I mean, I still don't know who this woman is, but she was nice enough to let a werewolf lodge in her house, no money required, and now she's just been senselessly killed by that. It seems so unfair. Gator runs away with his money, but we see werewolf guy coming out of the front of the property and he just looks ferocious, like he's gonna go on a little goat killing pilgrimage and fully transform or something. He might not actually be a werewolf, but you know, in my mind, he will forever be werewolf guy, and Jennifer Jason Leigh is a fucking vampire, whether I can prove it or not. But yeah, then we get to the Dorothy stuff, and I'm still really sat here confused. Okay, so she gets to the diner, she gets a pancake put in front of her. We then see her go to what looks to be the place where the sheriff sorta used to live area, and she finds a commune of women who have all assumed the name Linda and are expressing their trauma through a puppet show. Pretty fucking weird. Even stranger, the woman who was the sheriff's wife before Dorothy will only help her if she herself crafts a puppet and puts on a puppet show. So then we get to see Dorothy crafting a puppet and then putting on the best damn but also most traumatic and horrific puppet show of all time. And it was amazing how they filmed those scenes. There's something really cool to me always about miniature sets and things like that. I love Team America. It's one of my favourite comedies, you know, spoofing Thunderbirds and silly action movies like Armageddon, etc. But I get so much from re-watches because I'm constantly looking in the background like, oh no way, they've used this for that or that for this. And you can spot so many little everyday objects just hidden in the background of almost every scene of Team America. So yeah, building little sets and stuff like that and implementing them cleverly, I'm a big fan of, and I think they did it brilliantly in this episode with that story. Like I said, I just got a feeling of like speechlessness as to how eerie they were actually portraying exactly what the sheriff did to her. So you know, then we come out the other side of that and she's thanking the woman for coming along with her to testify, and you think, cool, Dorothy completed her mission, she's now coming back home and this woman's actually going to back up her words so that the sheriff can forever stay away from her, only for her to re-stare down at the pancake and she's by herself again. Like she imagined in her head that's how she would fix her scenario, and she imagined that whole sequence, and it was just while she was sitting staring at the pancake. I guess that's what actually happened. I mean, unless I'm missing something, that seems to be what the show was trying to convey to me there, that she just fucking straight up imagined that entire 20-25 minute sequence. The pancake will be long cold by now. And then it just gets even crazier from there, because while I was still processing what exactly I'd just seen, what of it was real, what of it wasn't, she walks outside, a giant truck comes round the corner, smashes into a car, which hits her, then she wakes up in hospital, and you're like, whoa, wait, slow down, what is going on? And before she can even think, the nurse is like, oh, your husband's here, he's gonna come say hello, he's been waiting for you, and you think, thank God, at least her husband's here, only for the sheriff to walk in, and that's how the episode ends. So now the sheriff has Dorothy / Nadine, there's no one else there that can help her. I mean, thank God she's resourceful, I'll always back her to try and figure out something, but it is not looking looking good, and now I have to wait another week to see what happens. I'm so annoyed that I was ill last week, because technically right now should be next week's episode, thus I'd already awaited the week and now have to wait to see what's going to happen next. So you know, fuck COVID on multiple levels. Regardless, I loved this episode. If you've liked this reaction, click like, subscribe to the channel to see more videos like this, ring the bell to be notified as to when they drop. If there's anything you want to talk about, comment down below and share this around to anyone you think might appreciate it or want to watch these reactions along with us. My Patreon link is down in the description. If you become a patron, you get access to my blog, you get access to these reactions I put on YouTube a month and a half in advance, and you also get access to full-length versions of everything I react to. So consider becoming a patron, it helps me and my channel out so much, and until next time, I have been BA, peace.